Hey there, gamer. Looks like you've got yourself a game and a brand new character, so you're probably thinking it's time to start operations. And you'd be wrong. Operations, or raids as most MMOs call them, are full of the toughest challenges the designers could come up with for players to contend with. So unlike starting a new game where the best method to learn is to jump right in, before you start a raid, you're going to want to make sure you know what you're doing. That's why we at Zak Ember have put together this instructional video of 5 easy steps for you to get ready for a raid. Tip number 1. Be sure to have the right hardware and software. Grandma's hand-me-down computer may feel like a great way to save money, but in a competitive raid environment, you're going to want to have the best graphics available, as well as equipment that responds speedily to your commands. Be sure to check the requirements for your MMO and get equipment that is above the minimum suggested by developers. Proper equipment for most raiding includes at least one good graphics card with 2 to 4 gigabytes of dedicated VRAM, a large enough monitor to see, and a processor that can run the game without slowing down. And don't forget your peripherals. Headsets and gaming mice are excellent tools that help you communicate with your team and increase your response time. Also, software such as TeamSpeak, Ventrilo, StarParse, and other parsing programs, along with Bandicam, can be used before, during, and after raids. These allow you to monitor aspects of the raid and communicate with players, along with reviewing your work after the raid is done. Who knows? Maybe you'll even get a few shots for your highlight reel. If you take the time to follow these easy tips, you'll notice an immediate improvement in your gaming experience. Almost every raid leader in an MMO has needed to fill a spot on their team due to a missing person, and will call out for help. In eagerness, you may be tempted to respond and join that raid team. But exercise caution. Many raids and operations in MMOs require players to be at specific levels or above with your character. Others may require you to complete quests or have specific items. Make sure to ask before volunteering. Raid leaders appreciate enthusiasm, but professionalism could win you a permanent spot on a team. Nothing hurts your first impression worse with a raid team than being ineligible to help because you didn't know the requirements. Your safest bet is always to reach the level cap in a game before tackling a raid you don't know yet, since that will get you time to learn more about the game, the raids, and your character. Homework doesn't just build a strong mind for school, it also builds a strong mind for raiding. Gamers just like you have put their skills to work, figuring out the ins and outs of every MMO, and it's up to you to take advantage of the hard work they've done. Find your resources online to learn more about your class rotations, theorycraft, or abilities. Depending on your class, you may want to use parsing programs as you practice against dummies to be sure that you can apply what you've learned. Making sure that your character works is a key component to becoming an outstanding raider. While you're at it, don't forget to check those pesky patch notes for changes to your favorite characters. Doing your homework ensures that you're always on the cutting edge of your character's skills and abilities before heading into that new raid. So we've gotten the right hardware and software, we reached level cap, and we've done our homework. We're ready to raid, right? Slow down there, Tiger. Having a great computer and having done your homework makes for a great base for excellent raiding. However, running in with just the clothes on your back may leave you out in the cold. Most MMOs have different tiers of gear, and to jump into a raid, you may need at least a certain tier of that gear. Luckily, most MMOs provide several solutions for players to put together a starter set with which they can begin their journey towards competitive raiding. First, check your MMO to see if there are items you can craft. That's right, just like you might have built yourself a clock and shop class, oftentimes players can build themselves useful gear in-game. If you can't craft it yourself, check in with other players or a player-driven auction house to see if upgrades are waiting for you there. But don't lose the shirt off your back. If something seems too expensive for you, it probably is. Balance what you need with what you can afford. Having done the previous step in the homework section and knowing what most needed items you need will save you big bucks in the long run. Next, many MMOs offer currency towards better gear for endgame players. Be sure to check your currency tabs for any available currency to spend on those upgrades. Also, know where your vendors are who sell that gear, and think ahead of time on what you'll need to purchase and when. Best of all, you can acquire new gear through easier content that can help you sharpen your skills as you build up your wallet and your gear set. There's no substitute for experience, and we here at Zak Ember firmly believe in learning by doing. You can only learn so much just by reading, studying, and practicing on dummies. To really master your craft and be ready for a raid, you need to take yourself into higher intensity environments. Most MMOs have smaller types of group content that you can do that will build up your skills as a player within a team of individuals. This type of practice will bring to bear all of the knowledge you've learned thus far, but up the stakes since other players will be depending on you to do your job. Don't worry, most MMOs provide different challenge levels to help players prepare. For instance, in Star Wars: The Old Republic, there's several different types of arenas with which to test yourself. Flashpoints, which are story-driven campaigns that you can do as you level up with other players. Story mode operations, which are the same raids that you're aiming to do at full strength, but at story mode level your character is bolstered, and the focus is on learning the boss's tactics. There's also short but potent campaigns called uprisings, which are somewhere between a flashpoint and an operation in terms of length and difficulty. These are just some of the examples of what you could use. Every MMO is different, so be sure to find out what is right for you. So to recap, have the right hardware and software, complete your prerequisites, make sure to do your homework, gear up, and again, learn by doing. If you follow these 5 steps, raiding for you and making that transition will be a breeze. So from all of us here at Zak Ember, thank you and happy raiding!